Alright, Brainiacs, buckle up because it's about to get funky. I'm Hugo the Honey Badger, buzzed and ready. Let's pounce on today's mind blower. No guts, no glory. Here's a riddle that's perfectly perplexing. What ancient treasure was hidden high in the clouds and stayed a mystery for centuries? Drum roll in the mist, please. It's Machu Picchu, the so-called lost city of the Incas. Let's race in. Machu Picchu is a 15th century Inca citadel in southern Peru. It sits on a mountain ridge about 2,430 meters up between two peaks named Machu Picchu and Huayna Picchu. The Urubamba River curls around it like a giant green snake, and morning mists rise like fluffy ghost clouds. Whoa, talk about a sky castle. It was likely a royal estate for the mighty Emperor Pachacuti. People lived there roughly from the early 1400s to about 1530. Then, after the Spanish arrived, disease and upheaval led people to abandon it. The jungle grew fast and wrapped it in a leafy blanket. Peekaboo City, hidden for ages. Today, it's a superstar. A UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1983 and one of the new 7 wonders of the world since 2007. Visitor limits help protect it, and there's even a no-fly zone to keep choppers from going choppy on the peace and the parrots. Now, picture the layout. The site is split into an agricultural side with terraces and an urban side with homes, temples, and plazas. The upper town, called Hanan, holds sacred spots like the Sacred Plaza and the Intihuatana platform. The lower town, Huron, has workshops and a big single entrance building that worked kind of like an Acalahuasi, a place for selected women who did special work and rituals. Fancy, right? Speaking of wild stuff, check this out. The stonework is like puzzle pieces cut by laser-eyed llamas. No mortar. The blocks fit so tight, not even a whisker slips in. Doors and windows are trapezoid-shaped, and the walls tilt a little on purpose so the whole place can handle earthquakes. That's shake and bake engineering, but like cooler. Okay, now here's where it gets extra spicy. The terraces look like giant green stairs, but they're not just pretty, they're super smart. Inside each terrace, there are layers. Big stones at the bottom, then gravel, then sand, then rich topsoil. Why all the layers? Drainage. This is cloud forest country with tons of rain. The layers let water flow through so the slopes don't go slip sliding away. Here's a brain teaser for you. With all that rain, did they need lots of irrigation canals for the terraces? Nope. The goal wasn't watering. It was draining. The builders even brought better topsoil up from the valley to grow crops like maize. That is next level gardening. I can barely keep a cactus alive, you know? Now trot with me to the animal squad. Llamas and alpacas were part of life up there. They carried loads, gave wool, and were important in ceremonies. Guinea pigs show up in the archaeology too. And get a load of this, folks. 6 dogs were found buried with people like loyal buddies for the journey beyond. That's best friend energy for real. Who lived at Machu Picchu? Not giant crowds, mostly a selected community of helpers and specialists from all over the Inca world. Scientists checked bones and chemical clues and found people from the highlands, the coast, even the Amazon side. Many did service jobs, crafts, and rituals, not heavy rock hauling all day. Their bones show fewer signs of super hard labor. Work smarter, not harder. Honey Badger approved. Maize mattered. Maize was a big deal, both for food and for ceremonies. Corn drinks and ritual chow fueled celebrations. The terraces alone couldn't feed everyone there, so food came in by road and river from other valleys, like a royal picnic conveyor belt. Delicious logistics. Speaking of roads, Machu Picchu wasn't totally cut off. There were multiple Inca roads connecting it to other spots. One famous entry is the Sun Gate in Tipunku. Walk through it at sunrise and bam, the city appears like a magic trick. Another path tiptoes over to the Inca Bridge, a narrow route along a cliff that says, "Step carefully, amigo." Selective entrances meant the city could control who came in and what they saw. And now, hold on to your fur. This next bit is bonkers. The builders picked a spot with earthquake faults under the ground. Why choose a shaky place? Because those faults cracked the granite, giving pre-broken blocks that were easier to shape. Plus, they keyed walls into the bedrock seams, making everything extra sturdy. Nature did part of the quarry work. Teamwork makes the dream work. Temples sparkle with meaning. The Temple of the Sun curves like a stone smile. The Temple of the 3 Windows catches light like a camera for the sky. The Intihuatana stone is a famous ritual rock linked with the sun and ceremonies. And the Temple of the Condor blends carvings and caves into a bird shape that looks ready to flap away. If rocks could dance, these would tango. Time for a tiny, tidy twist. The name. Many folks say Machu Picchu means old mountain and Huayna Picchu means young mountain, but some researchers think the site itself might originally have been called Huayna Picchu or just Picchu. Early maps and notes hint at that, and others stick with the name that spread in the 1900s, so the label is like a little foggy, kind of like the morning mist there. Discovery story time. In 1902, a Peruvian explorer named Agustin Lizarraga reached the overgrown ruins and even wrote his name in charcoal on a window. Years later, in 1911, Hiram Bingham arrived with help from local farmers and a guide named Melchor Arteaga. Bingham told the world about it and started big studies, so one person found it earlier, another made it famous. Team history for the win! That kicked off decades of research and visits. Here's a shocker that made headlines in 2020 when the site was closed during the pandemic. It opened just once for a single-stranded traveler to visit. One guest, one ancient city. That's the quietest field trip ever. Imagine the selfies. Whoa. Ritual note. At some famous Inca places, there were human sacrifices, but at Machu Picchu, there's little sign of that. Instead, animal offerings show up more, especially camelids like llamas. So the ceremonies here seem different. Sacred, but not super scary. Who? Okay, daydream break. Picture this. Hugo the Honey Badger, explorer Dayluck, climbing misty stairs with a llama sidekick named Larry Llama. Larry wears sunglasses and says, dude, the sun gate is straight ahead. We step through, the city appears, the clouds part, we high hoof, then we find a picnic of golden corn cakes and like perfect guinea pig snacks for Larry. This is bananas. Best field trip ever. Back to the map. The Citadel sits on a narrow ridge with cliffs dropping hundreds of meters down. That made it private and protected. Morning fog hides it, then sunlight reveals it. It's like the mountain plays peekaboo with the sky. Nature is the best magician. One more cool twist of science. Some artifacts found there include ceremonial knives made from bismuth bronze dating to the 1400s. That's an early use of that alloy in the Andes. Shiny science slice. Careful, it's history with an edge. So, to wrap the big picture, Machu Picchu was a royal retreat wrapped in sacred scenery. Built with genius stonework, balanced on a rain-soaked ridge, connected by smart roads, and filled with a mix of people and animals. Protected now with rules and caps so it stays strong. Rock-solid wisdom from the mountains. Okay, switching rivers. Up ahead on the adventure map waits another mystery carved in stone. Think rose-red cliffs and hidden tombs in the desert. Yeah, that rock star called Petra is waving hello. Hey, you, that was a wild ride. Keep curiosity rock solid like those Inca walls. Stay curious, little one. Get in the zone. It's honey badger time always. Until the next wonder, pause for a moment and let that knowledge roar.